Well, first game at linebacker, I guess technically for you. How'd that go? You look pretty natural out there, instinctive. How would you assess that?
Yeah, I think I did pretty well. Obviously, some adjustment things, and obviously being closer to the line of scrimmage. It's a different lens than being in the back end. But for the first time being out there, I thought I did pretty good.
On the broadcast that you had sent Pete Carroll some videos you working out over the off season. How did that kind of start up, and how did that lead to you ultimately signing here with the Raiders?
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, I just been training like that. With my DB coach Clay Mack back home for years, man, since sixth grade. And obviously, that's just been my training habits, through the course of my career. Obviously, the past couple of years have, been down, not being able to really, train like myself and do what I do. But obviously, just sending out videos to, hopefully get a call back, text back, and that's, ultimately what came down to. So, Coach Pete, obviously reaching out and giving me that opportunity, I appreciate it.
Well, a lot of times fans don't have the perspective of what you were going through, injury-wise. I know you don't make excuses or anything like that, but how mentally draining was that? Number one, and number two, what kind of patience was required by you just to say, hey, look, I just got to put the time in. I'll get back, but it's going to take a little bit.
Right, that's a great question. Obviously, man, tore my kneecap tore my quad tendon off my kneecap. Excuse me. And obviously that's a 2-year recovery, 2.5-year recovery, they say. And mentality-wise, as a competitor, I was, kind of like, I'm gonna get back in a year, which I did in 2023. Obviously, I just couldn't be myself. I couldn't really practice the way I wanted to. But mentally, it was definitely draining. Having to sit down when I didn't want to sit down. Obviously getting hurt game one and having to sit down for a whole year. I've never, really been accustomed to that, and obviously, it was different for me, very humbling, and for me to sit down and obviously, just gain perspective, not even just football, just life after football. It was tough. It was a lot of dark days, but I fought through. I knew eventually I would, get back out there, but it was going to take time, and it definitely did. So, just to be where I'm at now, mentally and physically, I'm definitely, back to who I am.
To your credit, the transition has been pretty seamless. You look very good at linebacker. And do you have any experience back in your career playing linebacker, high school, anywhere else? Because it just seems like you've picked up the position so quickly.
Yeah, God is good, man. But I've never played linebacker. Even in Pop Warner, man, it was just more so safety and running back. You know what I mean? So those were kind of my positions just growing up. And obviously, I'm just a football player, man. See ball, get ball.
With that being said, kind of just being a football player, and even though you've never played the position of linebacker, you talked about how it's a different lens of playing. But what are some of the similarities you view in how you played safety even earlier in your career to what you do as a linebacker now?
Well, obviously, you're closer in the box, right? And you're understanding keys, you're shooting gaps, you're reading the running backs, So it's very similar in a lot of ways, but like I say, I always tell people, man, it's just a different lens. I'm closer, to the guards and the tackles. They can get their hands on me. I gotta obviously have great eyes to know what I'm looking at. Having the right keys, and while you're in the back, you have a whole lens, a whole view of what's going on. So it's very similar in a lot of ways, but different as well.
It's been a minute since you have been with Pete. You spoke a little bit about how great it is to be back with him. It's about that relationship that really helped to not just draw you here, but that you're excited to get back to.
Yeah, obviously, man, Pete is one of one. You know what I mean? He's who he is. He's never going to change. And, obviously just being traded to Seattle and understanding his philosophy and understanding what he wants out of his players, it's a blessing in disguise. Pete in Seattle, should I say. They did cut me. So at the same time, it's definitely motivating to come back and do what I do and to show the world. So I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Jamal, just when you look at this team as a whole, Pete's talked about how he hoping that you get back to the way he used to play. Mm-hmm. Just why do you think Las Vegas gives you that opportunity to do so?
Man, honestly, I'm grateful just to get the call. You know what I mean? I can't really answer that, man. Any opportunity that's thrown at me in life, I'm going to take advantage of it. You find out a lot about yourself when your back is against the wall. You know what I mean? And for me having to sit down for a whole year to really, scan my whole career, scan life. Relationships with my family, friends. Like, it was so much that I had to go through mentally to, obviously sharpen my iron. And, again, man, I'm just grateful to be back out there on the grass and to do what I do. It's been a long time coming, but, obviously you guys got a glimpse of it, this past game.
You're new to the position, but you're a veteran in the league, and there's other veterans in that linebacking room. What is that like with those guys, and how does that helping you as well transition?
Yeah, obviously I'm being a sponge, man. Those guys been playing it their whole career and made a lot of big plays. So, obviously I'm just learning from, so many guys, Jalen Smith and Devin White, Pratt, E-Rob, so many guys that have played the, position for so long. I'm just being a sponge and, soaking up all the game they give me, but obviously just adding my twist to it and just being a football player and do what I do.
Just what was that conversation like between you and Carroll in terms of you making that transition to linebacker? Was that something you guys talked about before?
Yeah, he just he straight up told me, man, you're gonna be in the linebacker room, so get over it. So I was just like, all right, shit, let's do it.
What did you find out about yourself, Jamal? You said you find out a lot about yourself when your back's against the wall?
Yeah, for sure, man. Obviously, through life, man, everybody's gonna face adversity and opposition. Like, it's gonna come, no matter who you are, no matter how much money you make. It's eventually gonna come. You're never prepared for it, but it's not how you start; it's how you finish. And when you learn through situations of life, it's just trial and error. And obviously, man, again, I'm super grateful just to be back in the NFL doing what I do. I'm actually having a lot more fun than what I was in the previous years, just due to injuries. Man, so many times just driving to the games, knowing that I'm not going to be able to be myself, and mentally you check out as a competitor. You know what I mean? Like, it's tough because obviously the other team knows you're kind of beat up or injured, and you can't put your best foot forward. So, again, man, I'm just grateful for the opportunity.
Do you find out who's also in that circle for you, and also maybe give you a better appreciation of who actually is in that circle for you?
Obviously my family, man. Family's everything for me. You know what I mean? I was raised to lead from the front, not the back. And, obviously I had to go through a transition of, kind of taking the back seat to a lot of things and not really speaking on, my injuries and whatnot. But, I didn't have any luck with it, man. Whatever case it may be, I didn't have any luck. And obviously just learning from my injuries and learning from, the situations that I've been through, I'm grateful just to step on the field every time.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's going on?
In your situation, do you even get a heads up that something's going on, or you just kind of get a cold call and they lay it out the line that you just got traded?
Yeah, no, it was a cold call for me. It was like 9 p.m. I got the call from my GM in Philadelphia that told me the situation, and I appreciated him for letting me know. And then I was on the plane at 6 a.m. the next morning.
You automatically start thinking, okay, Las Vegas Raiders. Don't know much about them, but gonna dive into it. And what did you learn when you did do that?
Man, I think I took like a deep dive on like the roster as soon as I kind of heard the news, and then also just like once I got here, how welcoming the culture is. Coach Carroll's great. All the people here like said hello to me. Felt very, very welcome from the first moment that I stepped off the plane. So I was just very appreciative of that. Obviously, like kind of a crazy situation, but feeling at home pretty quickly.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
How important was it for you to get onto the field? I mean, you only been with the team about 48 hours, and you get on the field the other night.
Yeah, no, it was great for me because, like it's kind of crazy. I was just practicing on Sunday and then got traded on Monday. So for me, I just kind of want to keep that continuity of balling and getting out there and playing. Luckily I didn't forget how to play football in 2 days. So it was good to get back out there with the guys and everything and just get running again.
Your fellow defensive linemen have a lot of respect for Robbie Leonard. What's been your initial impression of him?
Man, he's great. He's obviously extremely knowledgeable about the position, whether it's defensive tackles or defensive ends, and just kind of talking to him about what I'm seeing, what he's seeing, being able to kind of cross-reference things has been great so far, and looking forward to kind of refining my technique into this system.
Obviously, you come from a locker room and from a team that's experienced a lot of success recently. Obviously, you come over to a team that's trying to obtain that level of success. How does your past experiences, you feel, are going to help you here with building winning culture?
Man, I'm excited about it. I think back in Philadelphia, there is, winning culture established where there's a high standard of excellence from everybody. People are accountable to each other. There's a real connection with the guys. And I can already see that here, with how welcome everybody is. Like, I'm walking through the hallway and I haven't like learned everyone's names yet, and everyone's dapping me up and saying hello and that they're happy for me to be here. So I kind of think the first step is connection, and then obviously like on the field, being accountable to what you're doing, to what your assignment is, so everybody else can do theirs. And I'm excited to kind of bring some of that culture over here. Absolutely.
What's it?
Go ahead.
Last season was your first time, playing a full year in your NFL career so far. What did you think you learned about yourself throughout that season, playing all every game, and how much have you grown coming into this season?
Yeah, no, I think for me, last year was great. I came out of Houston. I played my rookie year there, and then I had gotten hurt, and I was on practice squad my second year. And then my third year, obviously making the roster and playing every single game. For me, it was just like a confidence builder, right? And understanding like at some point you have to be the one that makes the decision that you're gonna make plays, So for me, like I kind of took that step last year, and I'm looking to take further steps with that this year with this new team.
What's this opportunity like? I mean, you were in a room in Philly that was a deep defensive tackle room, and now you got real opportunity here.
Absolutely. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Moro Jomo, Ty Robinson, all those guys that I was with in Philadelphia. It's a great group. I think the good thing about what we had going on there is, again, we were all young. I think I was like the oldest one in the room or second oldest one in the room, and I'm only 25. So the leadership was kind of diffused, right? And what I appreciate about here is that like it's the same deal. Like the leadership is diffused. Obviously, Max Crosby is a fantastic player and one of the leaders of the room, but it's all kind of around the room in terms of the guys and who steps up. So I'm excited to kind of see where I can fit in that, and just be humble and put my head down.
When a team trades for you, they're identifying you as, we want you part of our crew here. Is there something to be said about that in terms of just that they want you basically?
Absolutely. For me, like I went from getting cut in Houston to getting traded for now. So it's kind of been a journey in terms of that as well. So, I'm excited to see what I can do. I see that the organization believes in me, like they believe in all the players here. You can feel it, it's palpable. So, I'm just trying to give them a great return on investment.
It's good.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
How y'all doing?
Phillip, I know you've obviously been here before. What kind of led to you reconnecting with the Raiders?
I mean, I've always, ever since I left, I always wanted to come back. I mean, I never wanted to leave in the first place, but at the end of the day, something brought me back. Pete brought me back. Tom being here, it's just a blessing to be back here, and I'm ready to take advantage of every opportunity I get.
You talk about, Tom being here. How has that connection gotten, kind of like being with him again, considering, he was your quarterback for a little bit of time, and what was those interactions like coming back here to the Raiders?
It's different because, I mean, I don't look at him as an owner. I look at him as a teammate and a friend. I mean, I played a couple of years with him, so his locker was right next to mine, so I know him kind of different than a lot of other guys. So, like I said, it's a blessing to be here and have him in that position. And like I said, I can still lean on him for any advice that I can get, and it's just, like I said, it's a blessing to be here.
What's your take on this offense and the scheme that Chip uses to kind of get guys open in space?
Yeah, it's different. I know a lot of people, obviously, they know him from being in college and in the spread offense. But to be honest, it's pretty pro style to me. I mean, obviously, you have your spread concepts, but he brought he has his spread element, and he brought some pro style into it. So it's just a lot of catch and runs, it's a lot of opportunity for guys with speed to make plays, and like I said, I'm looking forward to just seizing the opportunity.
Everyone knows about your speed, but you are characteristically unselfish in your willingness to block downfield. Can you talk about that toughness side of you that maybe people don't notice with your size?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because my receiver coach was Brendan Carroll, and obviously he's the O-line coach. He's the O-line coach here, and he's always said if you can't block, you can't play. So I've always had that in my head, and I know I'm a smaller guy, but I love being in the weight room, and I'm stronger than I look, and I've had that mentality to go in and just dig out safeties and block. I'm a very unselfish person naturally, so I love seeing other guys basically make plays. So if I can do something to make somebody else making a play, I'm just as happy as making a play myself. So.
All right, thanks, Phillip.
Thank you.
Dylan, in some ways, kind of a fresh start for you with the new coaching staff and a new front office. Given everything that you went through last year, how much do you appreciate just that?
Yeah.
How good was it to get on the field on Thursday and
Man, yeah.
kind of remind everybody that you can play?
It was fun. It was fun, especially with like the fresh start too, with new staff and just kind of a brand new team too, man. It was so fun to kind of get a new fresh start, and yeah, man, it's been a long year, and it's been a couple months since I actually went in like a live game, so it was definitely just a nice little relief on my end. So yeah, it was good.
Certainly appears you're picking up momentum and having a terrific camp. Do you feel that same energy? Do you feel that camp's going super well for you and you're performing
Yeah,
at that
definitely.
level?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that kind of revolves around Coach Carroll too, because she's bringing that juice every single day, and I kind of bounce off that too, because I love bringing the juice every single day. And yeah, man, it's been such a cool camp. It's been so much fun. This last month or so, man, it's been so crazy with the competition, and we just been competing every single day. And that we brought it out there on Thursday.
What's it like with the new kickoff rule, the extended kickoff rule, where it's a touchback at the 35-yard line? So as you're back there waiting for the ball, how does that feel knowing you've got a great opportunity to return it?
Especially with that change this year too, we kind of know like coming to every single game now that every ball is going to either be kicked between the 20 and the end zone, because we know now that it's going to be, if it's kicked in the end zone, it's going to be on the 35 now. So we've been just preparing every single day, and it's going to make the game and that new rule so much more fun. And it kind of helps me out too, as like a specialist type of guy in the return game. So yeah.
Do you feel like it helps create an even better opportunity for you on special teams?
Oh yeah, because now there's two returners back there too. So now it gives a more of a chance for a returner back there. And I know in the old game where you had a couple kickoffs a year, so now it's like every single game you're going to have 4 or 5 or even more. So
We saw that there's some kinks that still need to be kind of ironed out. There was you and Tommy kind of. What actually happened on that, and how do you kind of get through that so that it doesn't happen?
Yeah. So this week we kind of started with a 2 returner system only for this week. It was just kind of a miscommunication type of thing. I put that one on me. It was definitely a kick towards me, and especially with Tommy's first game too, man. It was just a kind of just a miscommunication type of thing, which luckily too, it was kicked in the end zone, so it wasn't too bad of a play. But yeah, it was just kind of just a bad play. But at the end of the day, man, it happens. It's all good, and yeah, we just kind of move forward.
Where you gotta kind of communicate.
Yeah, so it's kind of one returner has the say, and we just kind of it was loud there too, so you couldn't really hear too much. Yeah, it was just kind of just a miscommunication type of thing, but yeah, man, it happens.
You've been getting those reps
the
on.
competition in the room, I'm just wondering, like, is that something that you thrive off of to kind of prove yourself?
Yeah, man, it's been fun in that room too with new guys, vets, and I've been with Zeus sincere now for about 2 years now. So man, it's just a cool room, man, because everyone in that room too is super close, but at the same time, like, we compete every single day. So yeah, but yeah, definitely.
Talk about kick and punt return. Obviously, you're getting some reps there, but just even in coverage as well, kind of going down, trying to be the gunner. How much pride do you take in that part of your game as well on special teams?
Yeah, man, I'm trying to make this team too, man. And if it's on kickoff, on punt return, if it's any way possible, man, I'm just trying to make this team. So I think special teams is kind of where I thrive at. So yeah, I'm trying to make a play every single time.
Dylan, the jump from New Hampshire to the NFL is enormous. But this year it seems like you're a lot more relaxed, more comfortable. Do you feel like, okay, now that I've been here a year, I belong? Is it slowed down? How would you describe your mindset?
Yeah, definitely. That first year, kind of that transition, man. I mean, for any rookie, man. You just don't even know what to expect. I mean, it's been a dream come true, but at the same time, like, you don't know what to expect because like most of these guys here, like, you've watched your whole life, and now you are at the top. But that jump from year two, man, you're just so much more comfortable and relaxed, and like, I got nothing to lose, man. So it's been such a fun year so far. So yeah, man, I'm super excited.
All right, thanks, Dylan.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Hi.